Veterans can receive over $4,300 a month if they're receiving the maximum amount of benefits with their TDIU. Hi, I'm Neil Woods, president of Woods & Woods Attorneys, and today I want to walk you through some of the biggest misconceptions around total disability, individual unemployability benefits. TDIU benefits are for veterans that can no longer work because of their service-connected conditions. Veterans do not have to get a 100% rating to be receiving a 100% rating pay. One of the biggest misconceptions that we also hear from veterans about TDIU benefits and VA disability benefits in general is that they don't think that their condition is related to events that were caused by service. Veterans are always surprised when we talk to them about what we are actually able to service connect. Let's say you have a condition like diabetes. Diabetes causes dozens of other conditions, so we can get those conditions also connected to your time in the service. A lot of the conditions that veterans have, we can find ways to link it back to their military service. The standard of proof in a VA disability claim is as likely as not. All we have to show in VA disability that it is as likely as not that your condition came from military service as other events in your life. So let's say that you're a Vietnam veteran, you serve in Vietnam, and you were exposed to Agent Orange. And then 40 years down the road, you end up with lung cancer. Now let's say that whole time of the 40 years that you smoked cigarettes. Under the law, they should not come in and deny your claim for lung cancer because of Agent Orange exposure. Here's why. We can't definitively say whether the lung cancer was from the cigarettes or whether it was from the exposure to Agent Orange. So the VA has to presume that the condition was caused by Agent Orange. Even if a person smoked 3 packs of cigarettes a day for 40 years, we have to look at it and go, no, the Agent Orange is what actually led to this condition. It's very favorable for veterans. Your physical and mental disabilities that are eligible for VA disability benefits, they can come from when you were in basic training. Let's say you fell while climbing. Well, that back injury 40 years later is still considered a service-connected condition. Here's an even further way that veterans don't realize that they can receive VA disability benefits. Let's say you're active duty military service, you go get in a car wreck, or you get in a motorcycle accident, and you have injuries from that time. Whether you were out in a car or on a motorcycle and it wasn't, you're just out joyriding. You're not out doing anything for the military. Those can also be connected to your service because it happened while you were active duty. Veterans don't realize they can receive Social Security disability and VA disability benefits at the same time. So you can actually be receiving TDIU benefits and Social Security disability because you can't work. Veterans feel that they can't have any income coming in to get these benefits, and that's not true. Let's say that you have some rental properties out there and you have rental income coming in. That's considered passive. Let's say that you have money coming in from stocks that are your dividends. That is also considered passive income. The VA is not going to consider those types of income in deciding on whether or not you meet the TDIU requirements. The other way that veterans can work is marginal and sheltered employment. And here's how that works. John Q. veteran goes to work for his brother. And John Q. veteran has really severe PTSD. John Q. veteran is allowed to leave whenever he needs to because of an episode. He is allowed to be sometimes a little rough with customers, tough to deal with in general. So that's considered marginal sheltered employment because they are really being protected by a family member who's letting them work, where in another workplace they would terminate their employment almost right away. That is really what we find with a lot of veterans is they work for people they know who make these exceptions for them to be able to work there that they would not for other employees. One of the biggest misconceptions I hear about TDIU benefits from veterans is that they don't want a government handout. And look, I get it. Veterans, all the ones that we worked with, are very proud people. But here is why you should not look at VA disability benefits as a handout. It's essentially just an employment contract. It's no different than, let's say you work in a factory and you have workers' comp insurance. When you have a mental or physical disability in that factory, workers' comp insurance will cover, the injuries. So that's essentially what VA disability benefits are for veterans. These are benefits that you earned by serving our country. They think that they should wait to file their claims until they have completely quit working. You don't necessarily have to do that. One of the things I suggest to people is just file as soon as you can, because the earlier you file, you're preserving effective dates, and it may mean more back pay once you get to the end of your case. There's a lot of reasons that you should call my law firm. First, our lawyers are accredited with the VA, every one of them. They're very experienced. Most of them have handled thousands and thousands of cases. And we are big on evidence. I actually heard from a BVA judge one time that told me we go overboard on submitting evidence. He said, you don't need to submit this much evidence to win these claims. And I smiled and I said, well, I guess we do. Because evidence is how you win cases. It's how you win any type of case, a criminal case, a workers' comp case, a personal injury case. It's no different in a veteran's disability case. We break down every single piece of a VA disability claim, and we have people in our office that do all of the little pieces that we need for your claim. So for example, lay statements, we can use those in your claim. We have an entire department dedicated to helping veterans reach out to their friends and family members and obtain lay statements. Those are very powerful pieces of evidence that we can use in your claim. The other thing that we have is a very big network of doctors. And all of these doctors we use have specializations. They're oncologists, psychologists, just kind of depends on what your mental or physical condition is. And these are where we get really good nexus letters, and that's how veterans win claims. In 2022 alone, our clients received over $140 million in back pay. And that's how much back pay they received, not their future benefits. And I'm proud of that, because that's $140 million that the VA was going to keep out of the pockets of disabled veterans. Don't miss out on these benefits. Learn more, read more, talk to people who are going to help you. Below me, there's going to be links to various pages in our website. These pages are going to explain a lot of the things that we've kind of covered and talked about today. You can put your questions in those comment boxes and my staff will get back with you and answer them for you. The other thing you can do is just go to our website, woodslawyers.com, and take a look around. There's so much information on there to help veterans win their claim. If you want to reach out to us and you want to file an application or file an appeal, fill out the contact form on our website. We'll be more than happy to have one of our staff members reach out to you and answer all of your questions. And if you want to give us a call today because you want to get the process moving as fast as you can, our phone number is 1-800-544-2108.